court and we end up in a tie with them, we may have to have a playoff for seeding.
I hadn't thought about that. All right, so we are ready for the national anthem here at Wildcat Gym.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sulphur Springs, where you see tonight the Battle of the Wildcats.
And we're about to have the player introductions here tonight at Wildcat Gym with Brian Miller, our public address announcer. And we need to pay particular attention to Paris here. Let's
Number
see.
4.
That's Malik Johnson, who was a returning starter from last season's team.
Junior.
And that is Chase Dixon, 6'1" senior.
At forward, the 6'4" junior.
Also, Kadon Adamson, 5'10" junior, starting for Paris.
Jadadrian Henderson, number 22.
He is a 6'3"
23.
junior. And Tyler Heath, now he is their quarterback on the football team, and we saw a lot of him last October when the Wildcat footballers played up in Lamar County. He is an outstanding high school quarterback, and I would say very much in the style of Brady Driver.
Yep.
So we expect a lot from Tyler Heath here tonight. So for Sulphur Springs, Carter Arrington is a starter, 6' senior. He will be the shooting guard. Mac Rollison is the point guard, 6' senior for the Wildcats. Corbin Argenbright, a junior, gets the start tonight for Sulphur Springs. Luke Womack, big senior, will start for the Wildcats. And Noah Perez also will start for Sulphur Springs tonight. He is a 5'8" senior.
I had him down as number 46, and
So
he's
did I.
actually 45. That's what I was waiting on.
He's wearing 45 tonight, but certainly could have been transcribed incorrectly. So.
Yep, I think that's what it's been. But I think we're in for an exciting fans game. Not a big crowd yet. I really thought it might be a little bigger, but we're a little early, so come on out. You'll get some entertainment tonight.
This is an early start, and the freshman game went quickly, and then they started the JV game early, and so the varsity game starting here about 20 minutes earlier than scheduled. A similar thing happened for the game last Friday night with that was the previous boys game actually when that happened. So if you're planning to come to a Wildcats or Lady Cats game, you may want to show up a little bit early according to what the published start time is. Jump ball to start the game, and Paris controls the tap, and driving down the baseline for the bucket is Keaton Adamson. 6'3", 5'10", I should say, junior, and he puts Paris up 2-0. Sulphur Springs on offense, and here is a pass down low for Corbin Argenbright, and he banks it off the glass for the bucket, and the score tied 2-2.
Great assist from Perez. They knocked it into him, and he went around behind. Perfect bounce pass, uncontested.
Paris Wildcats on offense in the front court. Here's the three-point attempt, rattles off, no good, and the rebound for Sulphur Springs. And that is Mac Rollison that came up with the rebound and brings it across the midcourt line. Now Noah Perez out the top of the key to Luke Womack way outside.
Go get it.
And the ball comes free and rolls back into the backcourt, chased down by Rollison, but out of bounds. And is it going to go to Paris?
Yeah, it was off Mac, so all he was trying to do was block Paris getting it, so it's side out here in the front court.
Paris inbounds on the near side, right in front of us. They're moving right to left. Paris in their dark navy blue uniforms, white numerals. Wildcats in their white home uniforms, gold numerals outlined in blue. Here's a two-pointer, actually a three-point attempt here that is good by Malik Johnson. Left side of the key, left side of the arc, and it's 5-2 Paris.
So they look comfortable on the half court right now.
It's a takeaway for Paris, coming back the other way on the fast break. And all the way to the basket, that is Kadon Adamson, 5'10 junior, and timeout taken by Sulphur Springs with Paris holding a 7-2 lead. This is Wildcats basketball on KSST. Okay, good. Wildcats basketball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. It's an early 7-2 lead for the Paris Wildcats. They just scored off a steal and a fast break there a few moments ago, and now the three-pointer.
We're going to have to take care of the ball. We're out a little high right now, trying to get the lane cleared.
Sulphur Springs on attack in the front court, moving left to right. Paris looks like in a man-to-man right now. There's a three-pointer outside by Noah Perez.
I like that. Noah's not a classic basketball body, and hopefully they'll just not pay attention to him.
And here's a takeaway for Sulphur Springs. That is Argenbright on the steal. Back to Perez. And now to Arrington. In the corner it goes to Argenbright. He puts one up off the iron, no good, and the rebound to the Paris Wildcats. This is Tyler Heath, the football quarterback, across the midcourt line. Paris leading 7-5. Three-point attempt from the left side of the arc is good by Kadon Adamson. He's got three. Actually, that's a three-pointer there, so he has 7 points here in the first quarter, 10-5. Three-pointer for the Wildcats, a little bit short. That's by Rollison. Offensive board taken by Womack. His shot on the follow-up no good, and the Wildcats have one more shot attempt, but they lose it out of bounds, actually, before that attempt is made, and so it goes back to Paris with the Paris Wildcats leading 10-5. 5:02 left to go first quarter.
I thought Perez had the rebound and got it knocked out, but they gave it to Paris, so we'll live with it.
That's how I saw it, too. Paris working the ball in the front court. Three-point attempt from the right side of the arc, no good, but a long rebound to the shooter, and he follows it up with a shot from 12 feet that drops.
Two-pointer for Dixon, his first points.
Chase Dixon, 6'1 senior, 12-5. And down low they go to Luke Womack, and he gets the turnaround banker off the glass from 5 feet.
Need a couple of stops here. Paris is pretty comfortable down on their offense.
12-7 Paris leads, and driving to the paint from the far side and getting the shot to go, and that is Jadrian Henderson. Little runner from about 6 feet. And the Wildcats come right back down, and Argenbright scores from the left side baseline. That's his second bucket. 14-9. Paris leads by 5. Just under 4 minutes to go first quarter. Action fast and furious here in the first quarter. Paris on attack in the front court, going right to left. Ball stripped as going for the basket there on the right side angle was Henderson, but knocked loose, and it's off of him over the baseline and goes back to Sulphur Springs. 14-9, 5-point lead for Paris. Mac Rollison, uncontested, brings it across the midcourt line for the Wildcats. Rollison going to his right, spins back to the left. Now to Arrington. Arrington into the paint, spins. A shot from 12 feet, no good. Luke Womack, the offensive rebound for Sulphur Springs. James Johnson in the game. Goes into the corner to Arrington. Now they get it down low for Womack, and Womack had a shot partially blocked, I believe, but a loose ball on the floor picked up by Rollison. Wildcats keep the ball, and a traveling call here goes against James Johnson.
Double dribble and wasn't traveling, but it was turnover. A lot of action on that offensive possession there. A lot of people on the floor. Good hustle. This is two ball teams that want to play hard. 3:11 left in the first quarter.
Paris won the game on January 14th, 67-57. In the corner on the far side, skip pass to the near side. Three-pointer, rattles around and goes. Keydon Adamson.
That's 10 for him early.
2 3-pointers and two two-pointers. 17-9. Mac Rollison with a move, and little leaner from the left side of the lane, about 14 feet out, is good for Mac Rollison, the senior for Sulphur Springs. 17-11. Paris leads by 6. Paris working the ball in the front court. Baseline, driving, ball knocked free, picked up by James Johnson. No, this is Maddox Cameron.
Yep.
Maddox Cameron for Sulphur Springs. 17-11, Sulphur Springs. There's a drive down the baseline by Carter Arrington, and he tries that reverse layup that won't go. Paris back down the floor. Mac Rollison with tremendous hustle comes down and knocks the ball loose. Goes out of bounds off of Rollison. It'll be a baseline inbounds play for Paris.
Lots of running, lots of quickness. Nobody's going to get dried off from their sweat tonight.
17-11, Paris leading, 2:10 to go first quarter. Paris inbounds on the baseline to the left of the basket. They go outside. Now out near midcourt with the ball is Malik Johnson. Far side angle. Now back to Johnson. And they work it down low. And driving in for the basket off the glass is Jadrian Henderson, 6'3" junior, to make it 19-11. Paris Wildcats. 1:44 to go first period.
No fouls by either team so far. I think that we're picking. Well, there's the first one. I wanted it down here when they were going in.
Wildcats had the ball in the front court, gave it up, and going to the floor.
Cameron, the first, his first, and team's first.
Maddox Cameron.
Yep.
First foul, and sent Jadrian Henderson to the floor there.
Yeah, that was just more where they got their feet tangled. That wasn't intentional.
Right.
We need to body up down here in the front court.
Sulphur Springs with a man-to-man defense here in the early going. Paris far side, three-point attempt is off the mark, but we have a whistle and a foul called against Sulphur Springs.
James Johnson.
This is James Johnson with the foul.
Thing is, I think this is going to be a shooting foul, maybe 3. No, just 2.
Indicate 2. 19-11 Paris. 8-point lead. First shot good. This is Jace Kennemer in the ball game for the first time for the Paris Wildcats. Looks like Gio Ibarra coming into the game for Sulphur Springs. Second shot by Kennemer, twice on the front of the rim and will not fall. Wildcats with the rebound. Here's Mac Rollison driving into the paint with a runner, comes up a little bit short. Offensive board taken by Rollison. And here's a shot from the corner. That's Gio Ibarra, nails it.
We needed that. Nice shot, Gio.
From the corner on the far side, and the lead now 6 for Paris at 20-14. Three-pointer for Paris. Too hard off the back iron, rebounded for Sulphur Springs. by Maddox Cameron. Now to James Johnson. Behind the back dribble and has it taken away from him.
Too much one-on-one there.
Yeah, back down the floor. Paris with the fast break. And missed the layup shot, but the long rebound goes to Paris. Now it's taken away by Cameron. Cameron on the breakaway. Tries to spin and dish. And ball is free, but there's a foul called here.
Roberts, number 2, his first personal, and that is their first personal. 2 shots for Cameron.
Maddox Cameron at the line for Sulphur Springs makes the shot. Cameron, a 46% free throw shooter for the Wildcats, averaging 2.7 points per game and 2.3 rebounds per game. The junior, second shot, also good.
That looked better than a 46%er. Both of those were nice and relaxed.
20-16, Paris leads. Jumper from the right side, won't go for Paris. Rebound taken for Sulphur Springs. And that was James Johnson on the rebound. Got it to Carter Arrington. Arrington on the run. Into the paint, then pulls back out. Still on the dribble, back to Johnson. Johnson whips it across court. Into the corner. Now it's Arrington. And
there we go.
Kind of out of control. No, that's Gio Ibarra on the drive. Putting up a shot off the glass, no good, but a whistle.
Roberts again. So that's a quick 2 on him. And Ibarra is going to go to the line for 2.
And why is he shooting with no players
on the first one, they may be going to call a timeout. Or they may, I don't know. He missed the first one.
Second shot coming. And that one rattles around and falls. So Gio Ibarra with 4 points in the early going for Sulphur Springs.
Was a timeout. I just don't know who called it.
20-17, Paris leads. This is Wildcats basketball on KSST. All right. Levels okay? Wildcats basketball on KSST. Sulphur Springs trailing Paris right now, 20-17. Lady Cats playing at Paris this evening, by the way. That game got underway at 5:30. They'll be done before this game is through. Last Friday night, the Lady Cats lost to North Lamar. Terrific game here, 35-32. Friday, they are at Pittsburgh. And the Wildcat boys at home Friday night versus Pittsburgh at 7 p.m. But again, if you're coming out to the game, and I see a lot of folks now just now showing up.
Well, it's just now game time.
Right, and it says 7 p.m., but I recommend that you get a little earlier to the game if you want to see the start of the game. 20-17. Here's the jumper by Rollison. Got it from way outside. Three-pointer for Mac Rollison. 5 points in the first quarter. We have a tie score at 20-20.
That's one of those that I was not happy with until it hit the twine.
Fall-away jumper by Mac Rollison, the senior. Now it's Paris in the front court. Bluffing a shot for Paris was Keaton Adamson, who's had a big first quarter. Wildcats come up with the ball. That shot by Adamson just barely brushed the net. And now Carter Arrington for Sulphur Springs driving inside, missing a runner. Wildcats get the rebound. That is Brylan Savage who got the rebound.
I'm glad to see him in.
Yeah, follow-up shot no good, but out of bounds off of Paris.
Stays with the Sulphur Springs in. That's good.
Wildcats with an inbounds play on the baseline to the right of the basket. Score tied at 20. 7:10 to go in the second period. We just transitioned to the second period during that timeout.
That's why we shot free throws with nobody, and I didn't even look at that.
Right, yeah, I didn't think about that either. End of the quarter. Wildcats still have the ball here. Again, no shot clock in high school basketball. Carter Arrington on the dribble. Gets it to Argenbright. Or is that Gio? That's Gio Ibarra. And he is
number
fouled.
3, Adrian Gill got that one. Second quarter, that's first foul.
First foul on Gill, first foul on the team in the second quarter. Inbounds play for Sulphur Springs on the far side. Wildcats moving left to right. Shot in the corner is good. Mac Rollison with the three-pointer for Sulphur Springs. That gives him 8 points in the game, and the Wildcats have the lead for the first time at 23-20. Driving the baseline for Paris and missing, but the follow-up shot is good.
Who made that one?
I've got that as Kadon Adamson again.
Okay.
23-22. Wildcats lead by 1. Here's a long three-pointer by Rollison, missed, and the rebound goes to Tyler Heath for Paris. Paris into the front court, moving right to left. Heath for 3, got it, head of the key. Tyler Heath, the football quarterback, his first points of the night.
There.
Sure did, 6'1" sophomore. 25-23, Sulphur Springs trailing once again by 2. Wildcats have trailed by as many as 5 points in this game.
Yeah, we're doing a pretty good job to stay with it right now. And this group that's in is a little different than the starters.
Inbounds play on the baseline for Sulphur Springs, and they missed the shot. I believe that was Gio Ibarra that got the inbounds pass and missed a shot from about 6 feet. Here's a three-pointer. Tyler Heath again.
I don't like that.
Right side of the arc, and it's 28-23 Paris. Back out to that 5-point lead. Wildcats in the front court. Here is Mac Rollison in the paint. Misses a shot from 10 feet. Aaron Savage the rebound.
Good job there.
And goes to the opposite side of the rim to lay it in off the glass. His first bucket of the night. 28-25. Paris leading by 3. Paris in the front court, and they throw it away.
There we go. A little bit of pressure down here.
Tyler Heath over on the far side trying to make a cross-court pass to Malik Johnson. Just a little too tall, and it goes back to Sulphur Springs.
We've got our slower group in right now, so we'll see how long Coach can stay here. They're good ball players, but they're not as big of runners as the team that just went out that kind of got us back in.
28-25, Paris leading. Here's the three-pointer for Sulphur Springs, in and out, no good by Rollison. Rebound Paris. Here comes Paris, there is the lob. And the bucket here by Jadrian Henderson. Great feed, and I didn't see who made that pass. But
it was just right. It was like one of those you want to slam, but he couldn't get to it, just laid it in.
Henderson with 6 points. Wildcats in the front court, and they try to whip a pass down underneath to Luke Womack. And it goes over the baseline and back to Paris.
James Johnson back in. Looks like he's in for Rollison.
5-point lead for Paris, 4:18 left to go in the first half.
It's important not to let this get a gap.
Heath
There's
for 3.
Heath again.
Wow.
That's
Tyler
9 on this quarter.
The sophomore with 3 three-pointers in this quarter. That one from the left side of the arc, about a step out from the line. Wildcats in the front court. There's Corbin Argenbright with the ball, and he is double-teamed. Had a hard time keeping it away from the Wildcats to Womack on the high post. Wildcats still somewhat out of control here. They give it up. Long lead pass down the floor, and there's the basket for Paris by Malik Johnson. Johnson lays it off the glass. This is the biggest lead for Paris at 35-25. Now taken away again by the Paris Wildcats. Here's the break down the floor. And this is Aldrin Gill on the takeaway and the coast-to-coast layup. It's 37-25. All of a sudden, a 12-point lead for Paris, and this is Wildcats basketball on KSS2.
Exactly what my fear was when we put this slower lineup in, and they've just outquicked us.
Well, not too long ago, the Wildcats had a 23-20 lead. But Paris has gone on a run here, and now they lead it by 12, 37-25. Midway through the second quarter. Paris, Tony's been very aggressive on defense at the opposite end here.
Paris has total confidence in their speed and quickness right now. They haven't been burned yet, and so that's what we've got to do. We've got to protect the ball. We're making some passes, but we're kind of making some hit and hope a little bit. We've got to get a little more secure.
Argenbright inbounds to James Johnson, and Johnson brings it across the midcourt line for Sulphur Springs. Wildcats down by 12. Sulphur Springs working from left to right. Now it is Carter Arrington. And Wildcats continuing to work the ball. They're going to lose it, however, over the baseline here, trying to work it down low.
Yep, this is still our slower group, and they're not matching up at the moment.
Across the timeline comes Chase Dixon for Paris. Here's the three-pointer from the left side by Tyler Heath, and the rebound, Luke Womack for Sulphur Springs. Here come the Wildcats on the run. Chase Arrington with a leaner from 8 feet. Rolls around the rim and won't fall down, but there's a foul, and he's going to go to the line.
Johnson, number 4, that's his first as I have it. Team second.
Yep. Malik Johnson, 6-foot senior.
Argenbright's going to get 2, and he missed the first one.
Oh, this is Carter Arrington, isn't it?
Yes. I don't know what I marked it right. I may have said the wrong thing.
Argenbright. They
Arrington. Yes, I'm sorry.
They do look a little bit alike, but he does miss both shots. 37-25, 12-point lead for Paris. Driving the baseline, but pulling up. Now out to Heath for 3. Off the rim, no good. Crashing the board for the bucket, though,
Malik
is
Johnson.
Malik Johnson for Paris.
And the bucket and the foul.
Also a foul.
12 on Rollinson.
Mac Rollison draws the foul.
His first, team's first. So we got 2 more points here plus a bucket, and he made that.
Johnson gets the free throw. He has 8 points in the game. 40-25, a 15-point lead for Paris. James Johnson at the head of the key. To Cameron, bounce pass down low, intended for Womack, but taken away by Paris. Here's Tyler Heath in rhythm. The shot in and out, no good. Womack the rebound for Sulphur Springs.
We're fortunate he's missed about 3 in a row because he looks awful comfortable.
Wildcats in the front court. Here's a foul against Paris.
Number 4, Malik Johnson, his second, team's third. Sulphur Springs has 1 this quarter. Now we're subbing out and we're getting our quickness back. So let's see if we can close this gap.
15-point lead for 15-point lead for Paris, 40-25. Inbounds play goes to Mac Rollison, the Wildcats point guard. Spins, passes into the corner to James Johnson, way off the mark with an attempted three-pointer. Loose ball on the floor, picked up for Paris, and back down the floor they come. On the run. Here's a shot inside that is missed, but there's a foul against Sulphur Springs.
Rollinson, his second, team's second.
40-25 Paris. 2 shots here. And the first shot on the front of the rim and kind of hung there for a moment, then fell off. That is Jadrian Henderson.
Yep. So we've got to stop the bleeding right now. We can't afford for this to grow anymore.
Second shot, good rotation, got it. 41-25, the biggest lead at 16 points for Paris.
Minute 30 left in this half. We need this half to get done.
James Johnson driving for Sulphur Springs and trying to create, but shoots a pass that goes out of bounds over the baseline. And it goes back to Paris with a minute and a half to go in the half. Wildcats playing man-to-man. There's another lob, and this one goes to Henderson again for the bucket. Beautiful lob there. 43-25.
They're just kind of doing what they want right now.
18-point lead for the Paris Wildcats. Gio Ibarra out top for Sulphur Springs, spinning. Into the corner he goes.
Paris is packing the lane, and we just can't get in there.
Mac Rollison had it over on the far side. Now to Gio Ibarra, coming from right to left. Driving
number 5
inside, but he is fouled. This is Chase Dixon with the foul, 6'1" senior, his first.
Team fourth, so 51 seconds left.
Inbounds on the baseline to the left of the Sulphur Springs basket. Gio Ibarra for 3, right side of the arc, no good. Chases the 50-50 ball on the floor, but it's going to go back to Paris as it trickles out of bounds.
We're not getting any of those 50-50s right now.
43-25. Wildcats led at one time early in this quarter, 23-20.
Yep. 42 seconds left, and we need to hold them where they're at and not let them get any more.
Sulphur Springs in a zone defense right now.
Good defense by Ibarra knocking it out. We've only got 2 fouls, so as long as we don't catch them in the act, well, we shouldn't send them to the line, but we need this to get over with.
Here's Tyler Heath from the corner. Got it. Woo.
He's got a stroke going. That's 4 threes in just this quarter.
6'1" sophomore football quarterback. 46-25, 21-point lead. And the Wildcats miss with Savage not able to put in a shot from the right side of the basket after a nice feed by Johnson. 7 seconds. Paris in the front court. Here's Tyler Heath. Misses the three-pointer off the rim. Rebound by Savage. End of the half. Rough second quarter for Sulphur Springs. 46-25, a 21-point lead.
We may have had a double technical here as we was walking off. Ibarra on our side.
Wildcats head coach Tyler Mitchum talking with the officials right now about what happened.
Won't be any shots, but it will count toward personal fouls.
All right, we are at halftime. 46-25 Paris over Sulphur Springs, and this is Wildcats basketball on KSST.
Take this off so I can hear.
Okay. Did you have it 20-20 at the end of the first quarter?
Yeah, 20-20.
Wow.
So I'm not
26-5 in the.
I'm going to put a circle around Ibarra.
Okay.
Because I think he got the tee. Thought they would announce. I guess maybe they will first of the third quarter. Yeah, I had 20-20.
Yeah.
We only scored 5.
Right.
Mercy.
Right.
And they scored 26. 26. Mercy.
Wildcats basketball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. We are at halftime, and Paris leads it 46-25. Tony, this was a 20-20 game in the first quarter.
Yes, sir.
And Paris outscores Sulphur Springs in the second quarter 26-5. A lot of takeaways, a lot of breakaways to the other end, and a lot of three-pointers for Paris.
We didn't take care of the ball at all. We got overmatched at one point by speed against bulk, and in my mind we needed to shift back, but Paris was hot, and then Heath got hot and had 4 3-pointers in the second quarter. You do that, and us having problems at our offensive end, it gets out of control real quickly.
So the Wildcats had a very good first quarter. At least they were very competitive with Paris, stayed right with them, and even took that 23-20 lead at the very beginning of the second quarter. But it was all Paris after that until the end of the first half. Big crowd here is enjoying a performance by the junior Sulphur Springs cheerleaders. And when I say junior, I would say little girls about 7 or 8, thereabouts. And always guaranteed to bring some fans in.
You bet.
For a performance here at halftime. So the Wildcats at home Friday night against Pittsburgh. Lady Cats will be at Pittsburgh on Friday night. Lady Cats playing at Paris this evening at 5:30. And by 7 or so, by now, really, we might have a final score on that if we'll give it a look and see if we can come up with that for you. So the standings in District 14-4A, North Lamar is leading with a 5-0 record. Paris is 4-1. Sulphur Springs is 3-2. Pleasant Grove is 2-3. Bonham is 1-4. Pittsburgh is 0-5. And we have been talking to you about the fact that in the high school basketball playoffs this year, they are going to a 2-division situation in every classification. You'll have a Division I and a Division II. And as it stands, Paris and Sulphur Springs would be in Division I. Mm-hmm. Sulphur Springs has the highest enrollment in the district. Paris has the second highest enrollment. North Lamar, although they are leading the district at 5-0, should they continue to lead the district, they would go in as the number 1 seed in Division II. And Pleasant Grove right now is in 4th place, and they would be the number 2 seed in Division II. So that's how it's breaking down, and they would be matched up against 13-4A. And Wildcat boys' likely opponent in a by-district game. And tell you, it's that old thing about playoffs that we're looking at right now with a 46-25 deficit at halftime. But Sulphur Springs likely still, even if they go on to lose this game, likely will be in the playoffs, one of the top 4 teams out of the district. And their likely opponent would either be Community or Quinlan Ford coming out of District 13-4A. And those are the, right now, 3rd and 4th place teams in that district. Sunnyvale is undefeated at 5-0, but their enrollment is only tied for 4th in the district with Caddo Mills. So Wildcats might be looking at a by-district game, and this is unofficial. This is just how I interpret it. And Tony could look at it too and maybe come up with something different. But either Community or Quinlan Ford, right now they are 3-2, Community, and Quinlan Ford 2-3 in their district. Community has a 16-10 record. Quinlan Ford 10-17. So that's how that is looking. And the winner of this game, most likely, the way things stand right now, things could change. But as we stand right now, would have the inside track as the top seed in Division I coming out of this district.
I haven't seen anybody that matches Paris right now from what we've seen in the boys. They look good. Can't tell whether or not they're exceptional tonight or if we're playing into their hands or what, but we need to come out in the third quarter and mean business. Otherwise, this game's going to get ahead.
Paris's one loss was to North Lamar, which is 5-0 in the district, 52-46. So they did lose to North Lamar. And Paris last Friday night beat Pleasant Grove 91-54. And the only thing remarkable about that is 91 points in a high school basketball game.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often.
No, there's lots of running, lots of threes, lots of breakaways, and all of that. So I'm waiting to see if they're going to call. I think we had a double technical once the half was over.
Yeah.
But I need for them to announce. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure Gio Ibarra had the foul for us, but I don't know who got it on Paris. And since that was a dead ball, well, I guess it would still be, since there's one on each team, we'll go with possession. We did not have any tie balls. Here it goes. Okay, it just said each team will start with one team foul in the third quarter.
Oh, so it was a technical foul on each team.
Yes. Yeah, he was two of them got together.
Is that kind of like offsetting penalties then?
Yes, but it does count individually. Like I say, I think Ibarra here, the Paris one, I don't know who it was.
So Ibarra would have one foul then on him.
Yes, I've got that one circled because I know they had him.
Hasn't been that many years, has it, that a technical foul started to count as a personal foul?
Well, it still does.
But I'm saying it did not used to. That used not to be true.
I don't know.
No, I believe that has only been in fairly recent years. Now, that might be 20 years.
It should. A technical foul needs to count towards your five.
Yeah, I don't believe at one time that it did count as a personal foul.
It may very well have been that way.
So we are still here at halftime, about a minute and a half or so away from starting the second half, so we'll take another break with Paris leading over Sulphur Springs 46-25. This is Wildcats basketball, KSS2. All right.
So it's going to be Sulphur's ball coming out. No, it's going to be, well, I say we didn't have a tie game, but they've got it going toward Paris. And Paris got the opening tip.
Yeah.
I don't think they changed it. I really don't.
Well, you may be right. Wildcats basketball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. We are ready to start the second half with Paris leading 46-25, having outscored Sulphur Springs in the second quarter 26-5.
It was ugly. I bet you that double technical counts as a turnover, and that cost us a possession.
Okay.
That's all I can figure, because it should be our ball. I don't recall any hell ball.
Tony is a retired Texas high school referee of long experience, so we always give a lot of weight to whatever he tells us. But Paris does have the ball to start the second half. There's Tyler Heath for another three-point attempt, but it rattles off no good. And the rebound, Carter Arrington for Sulphur Springs.
We've got our starting lineup back on the floor.
Luke Womack, way outside. Now it's Noah Perez. That goes to Argan Bright, now to Womack. And a pick and roll back to Womack from Mac Rollison, and a shot no good.
Number 4 is going to be on that.
Foul on Malik Johnson of Paris. I never saw the
I think we got a
foul indication.
Yeah, it's going to be a shooting foul. Womack shooting 2.
Ran a nice pick and roll there.
Yes.
And Womack with the free throw is good. That gives him 3 points during the game tonight.
We can't afford free throw misses the rest of the game.
Second shot also good. Perfect form. 4 points in the game for Luke Womack. 46-27. 21. No, that's a 19-point lead for the Paris Wildcats. They have the ball in the front court now, moving right to left to the far end. Shot from the corner, rattles off, no good. Twice on the rim, and the rebound, Argenbright for Paris, or for Sulphur Springs, to Arrington. Arrington across the line on the run to Luke Womack on the near side. Wildcats now moving right to left. Argenbright trying to give a bounce pass to Perez, taken away by Heath. The breakaway layup is good.
That kind of summed up the game. We had 3 tipped balls trying to make passes, and then Paris intercepted it.
14 points for Tyler Heath. Now it's Argenbright driving the baseline, but they can't get the shot to fall. Gets his own rebound. Back up for another shot. And also, that one's no good, and it goes back to Paris on the baseline in the backcourt.
We're just not having any luck when we get down in the bucket, right there at the bucket. Paris jumps well, and they're so quick, they're disrupting everything.
48-27, 21-point lead. Carter Arrington almost took it away. They work it down low here. The backdoor cut for the basket. Off the glass, good by Jadrian Henderson. 50-27, a 23-point lead for Paris.
That was Henderson. I got it.
Wide open, Carter Arrington down low on the baseline, but off the glass with the shot that will go. Paris with the rebound. Down the floor goes Malik Johnson on the breakaway for the bucket off the glass. 52-27, Paris. Timeout, Wildcats. This is Wildcats basketball on KSST.
30-second timeout.
Who got that last bucket?
Once I say it, it's out of my head. I think it was Henderson.
Okay, that's where I'll go. We'll at least be consistent.
Or Malik Johnson. 52-27, 25-point lead for the Paris Wildcats over the Sulphur Springs Wildcats. Anytime we say Wildcats without attaching the town or school name to it, you'll know we're talking about Sulphur Springs. But mercy. The Wildcats scored the first basket of the second quarter, and the first quarter ended in a 20-20 tie, and Sulphur Springs took a 23-20 lead, but it has been all Paris since then. 52-27. Wildcats have the ball in the front court. Going from right to left, Luke Womack up high. Now to Carter Arrington, into the corner it goes to Argenbright, baseline, drives, pulls up, shoots from 16 feet, good. Argenbright, his third bucket of the night, all 2-pointers, 52-29.
He stopped before he got in the lane. That's where Paris has been giving us problems, is when we get in it.
There's a 3-pointer for Paris, rims out by Kadon Adamson. And the rebound for the Wildcats by Argenbright. Here come the Wildcats on the run. Rollison back to Argenbright. Jumper from 15. Two times on the rim and won't fall.
That would have been a good shot there.
Rebound by Kadon Adamson. And the ball knocked free by one of the Wildcat defenders and will stay with Paris in the front court.
Rollison tipped that one out. And here comes Perez back in the game.
For Argenbright.
Yep. Corbin.
Inbounds play on the near side. Paris working the ball in the front court as they go from left to right. Wildcats right now in a man-to-man defense. There's a shot from outside. Misses the mark entirely. Air ball and driving down the baseline after the offensive rebound, however, for Paris.
12.
That is Kadon Adamson, who's having a big night. Wildcats come back down the floor. Luke Womack misses from about 6 feet in front of the basket. 54-29. Paris with the lead. 3-pointer missed. Wildcats rebound back down the floor. And a nice pass allows Mac Rollison to lay one off the glass for the bucket, and it's 54-31. 23-point lead for Paris. Just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. They get it inside, and there's a loose ball that goes out of bounds over the baseline off the Wildcats, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it goes back to, or will stay with the Paris Wildcats.
Couple of subs for Paris.
Inbounds play on the baseline to the right of the basket. They get it in. Outside, here's the three-pointer by Heath. And he is a hard man to slow down. Tyler Heath.
And we got 2 more years of him.
5 3-pointers in the game for Tyler Heath and a 2-pointer. Now the Wildcats back into the front court, and we have a foul against
12.
The Paris Wildcats. This is Kedon Adamson who draws his first foul. Tyler Heath is the quarterback on the Paris football team.
He's quite an athlete.
He's got 18 points. He's just got a steal right here. Takes it away from the Wildcats. Pulls up for a 3-pointer. That's an air ball. Missed the rim. Rebound Rollison for Sulphur Springs. And it goes to Arrington, and Arrington driving all the way to the bucket. Can't get the runner to fall off the glass. Rebound by Cameron, and Cameron's shot no good. Follow-up shot will fall. This one is Savage. Brylan Savage gets the putback for Sulphur Springs, 57-33. 24-point lead for Paris.
Worked way too hard for a layup there.
Yeah. Driving down the lane, and there's the finger roll off the glass for Paris. That's Kedon Adamson. We'll have to total up his points here in a few minutes for you, but he's got a lot. Carter Arrington misses the shot, gets the rebound, no good. But Savage again with the putback for Sulphur Springs. That gives him 6 points in the game. 59-35, 24-point lead for Paris. 2:35 to go, third quarter. Tyler Heath, 2 steps outside the 3-point arc. Too hard off the back iron. Pass taken away here as the Wildcats come back up the floor, but we have a foul.
I think that foul was on Heath on the release. It's going to be their 4th.
That would be his first.
Yeah, his first, team 4th.
In the quarter.
We think because of the technical.
Okay. Inbounds play for Noah Perez as the Wildcats bring it back up the floor. Mac Rollison across the midcourt line to James Johnson. Johnson outside to Cameron. Now to Rollison. Coming in from the left side angle. Can't get a shot to fall from 8 feet. Loose ball on the floor. Out of bounds. Goes back to Paris.
2:11 left in the third. We're not making any ground up. We got to get after it. Everybody's trying hard. It's just right now it's tough to get the points.
Paris won, or I should say Sulphur Springs won both games last season against Paris. Paris on offense in the front court. Here's a 3-pointer. Too hard off the iron by Chase Dixon, and the Wildcats rebound.
That's going to be a foul on Paris.
Savage with the rebound.
Savage is going to shoot.
Foul.
That's the 5th foul.
Foul against Paris, as Tony told you.
Henderson.
Jadrian Henderson, his first.
His first, and that's the 5th for Paris. So
quite a few more fouls called against Paris tonight so far than Sulphur Springs.
Yep.
Kind of surprising.
Well, when you have a team like that, Paris, that's being so aggressive and they're just moving so much faster than us, the opportunity is there.
Yeah. Savage, a 67% free throw shooter, averaging 4.5 points per game, misses the first shot.
1:50 left in the third. Again, we got to play basically perfect basketball the rest of the game to get this game.
Savage, second shot, leaves it short. So we missed both shots on that bonus situation.
Steal by Cameron. Kind of picked his pocket.
So the Wildcats have the ball again. Gio Ibarra in the ball game for Paris. Driving down the lane, lays it off the glass. Good.
That looked good.
Gio Ibarra with 6 points in the game. 59-37 with 1:25 left to go in the third quarter. 22-point lead for Paris. And they get it down low here, and a foul going to be called against one of the Wildcats.
Arrington, number 2. His first. Team second.
Jadrian Henderson, the 6'3 junior, to the line. I've got him with 9 points so far tonight, Tony, but
Yep, that's what I've got.
Okay. First shot, no good. Couldn't tell if one of my marks here was a missed free throw or a 2-point basket. And Luke Womack into the game for Sulphur Springs for Savage. Second shot coming for Henderson. And good rotation, and he knocks it down. 60-37, 23-point lead for Paris. James Johnson running the offense right now for Sulphur Springs. Camera, nice pass down low for Luke Womack, and Womack banks it off the glass, but great feed there by Maddox Camera.
Yep, that one worked out like you want to.
60-39, Paris leads. Under a minute to go, third quarter. Paris on offense in the front court, driving inside is Chase Dixon, dishes it off, but there's a foul. This one will go against Sulphur Springs.
Number 5.
So that is James Johnson.
James Johnson, I got that as his second.
Yep, Wildcat.
And the Wildcats third.
Johnson, the Wildcat sophomore.
Henderson shooting 2 more and makes the first one.
James Johnson, second team member of the all-district football team, announced last week. Second shot, no good, and the rebound by the Wildcats. That one went to Cameron. Here comes Sulphur Springs on the run, and Arrington, a nice feed to Womack, and Womack lays it off the glass for the bucket. Luke Womack.
You could see Paris get a little lazy with a 20-point lead, not be as big a rush.
61-41, and driving in the paint and getting the runner to go off the glass
Number
for Paris.
12, Adamson.
That is Kedon Adamson, who's had a big night for Paris. Shot inside for Sulphur Springs. That's Carter Arrington, got down low. His first basket of the night, 63-43 Paris. Three-pointer no good. Rebound James Johnson for Sulphur Springs. Long lead pass down the floor for Womack. Womack with a nice move. Couldn't get the shot to go, and I think the buzzer had sounded anyway.
Yeah, we're going to give it to him.
Competitive third quarter there for Sulphur Springs, but still down 20 points, 63-43 going to the fourth quarter. This is Wildcats basketball on KSST. Okay.
Competitive, but we only picked up 1, and when you're down 20, that's not enough.
Yeah. Wildcats basketball on KSST brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. Going to the fourth quarter with Paris leading Sulphur Springs 63-43. Wildcats won the 2 games last year, 51-39 here in the game that we broadcast, and the Wildcats won at Paris 42-38. Gio Ibarra with the spin. Can't get the shot to go down from 8 feet. Rebound Paris.
Paris has been a lot more consistent. They've scored 20, 26, and 17. Sulphur's had 2 20-pointers, but they had that second quarter with 5 points, and there's your ball game at the moment.
Baseline shot missed for Paris. Rebound by Cameron for Sulphur Springs. James Johnson gets it down to Womack, and Womack can't get the shot to go.
That was close. Got a little bad luck there.
63-43 Paris. Fourth quarter just underway. Paris working from left to right.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to take some clock off and just get layups.
Here's a takeaway for the Wildcats by Carter Arrington, and Arrington had it knocked away from behind, but there's a loose ball picked up by Ibarra and a beautiful spinning move, and he lays it off the glass for the bucket. Gio Ibarra.
Ibarra is a lot more aggressive tonight than normal.
18-point lead for Paris, 63-45. Gio Ibarra, also a second-team all-football selection as a defensive back. Driving into the paint, the shot won't go for Paris, and Womack the rebound for Sulphur Springs. Long lead pass down the floor to Cameron, to Ibarra, back to Cameron, the three-pointer. Too hard off the back iron. Loose ball picked up at midcourt by Carter Arrington for Sulphur Springs to Womack. Far side it goes. Now this is Arrington for three. No good. And the rebound is by Cameron, I believe. Shot no good. Wildcats again get the offensive rebound. Here's a three-pointer by Arrington. And that one misses. And the rebound for Paris. Down the floor. Fast break. Wildcats cut it off, but finally getting the shot here, Jace Dixon on the inside after one missed shot by Paris. They got the offensive board, and Dixon cleaned it up down low.
The Paris fans across the way are not enjoying the referee, and they want a foul.
65-45, 20-point lead. Takeaway for Paris, and on the fast break, they get another bucket here.
Dixon again.
Chase Dixon.
Timeout, Sulphur Springs.
Wildcats coming back up the floor. Timeout for Sulphur Springs, trailing 67-45, 5:21 to go in the ballgame. This is Wildcats basketball on KSST. Okay. Thank
My
you.
mic may have moved out a little bit. I moved it forward some. Okay.
I used to work with the great Sam McCord. $67-45 Paris, fourth quarter.
It's going to be a tough road now. Paris has just used its quickness. They've when Sulphur gets down inside the lane on our end, Paris has got such quick hands. They've really disrupted all of our easy layups and so forth. So just a tough matchup. Sometimes you get on those matchup games and it doesn't look good. Tonight's one of them.
Paris 18-6 for the season. They are 4-1 in district play.
Now, who did you say beat them?
North Lamar.
North Lamar, crosstown rival.
Yep, 52-46. January 11th, and North Lamar is 5-0 in the district. Wildcats are 17-10, 3-2.
5:21 left in the ball game.
James Johnson for Sulphur Springs driving down the far side of the lane, and he shuffles his feet, and it goes back to Paris in the backcourt on the baseline. 67-45, 22-point lead. I believe their biggest lead has been 25.
I think 25. Yep.
Paris working the ball in the front court. Here's Tyler Heath, right side of the arc. Air ball. He misses some by a wide
that's
margin.
The deal. He's hit 4 or 5, hit 5, and he's airballed 3, I'm pretty sure.
Wildcats on offense in the front court.
Good hustle by Johnson, I think, or may have been, James Johnson.
Wasn't sure if a foul had been called. Apparently not.
Just side out.
So James Johnson will inbound on the far side. Wildcats moving from right to left. Wildcats at home Friday night against Pittsburgh. That figures to be a Sulphur Springs victory, but you never know. Carter Arrington pulls up on a jumper from 10 feet and could not get it to fall.
You're going to see a little extra contact get ignored for this last 4 minutes in a ball game with this kind of margin.
Wildcats on.
Got him there. Is that Johnson?
I think so. Wildcats on defense, and I started to say playing man-to-man.
That's his third and the first of the fourth quarter.
Inbounds play on the baseline to the right of the Paris basket. They go way outside. Now in the corner on the far side, driving down the baseline, and the shot blocked by Luke Womack.
That's a nice block. He let him go by and reached back.
Picked up by Carter Arrington. Arrington all the way, can't get the shot to fall.
Didn't quite get it over the rim. He shifted to his left hand and couldn't quite get it over there, but that was a nice try.
67-45, 22-point lead for Paris. Henderson way outside, guarded by Womack. Foul down low.
It's either going to be Rollison or Womack. I think he gave it to Womack. Rollison,
Yeah.
okay. I've got that as his third and team second. 22 seems like he's at the line every time there's something to shoot. He's quite active underneath.
Jadrian Henderson.
Hope he wasn't. Okay, it's not a shooting foul.
Oh, I thought, he went to the line. He thought it was.
The Paris fans are not happy once again.
That's not unusual, is it?
No, not one bit. And we're the same way going over there. It's amazing.
This is an old rivalry. Goes back a long way, and you can find out more history about football than basketball, but it goes back to the 20s. And there have not been many years when they did not play each other. Driving inside and missing the lay-in is Kedon Adamson. Wildcats with the rebound back down the floor.
Nice
Here's Cameron
dish.
and a dish off to Luke Womack for the banker off the glass. Womack's had a nice evening. Scoring-wise, 67-47, 20-point lead for Paris. Here's a three-pointer missed and rebounded by Argenbright. Ahead to Arrington. Arrington with the lay-in is good.
And a blocking foul. It's going to be a three-point try.
And he's fouled, yeah.
He took a flop. Number 2, Roberts. That's his third, is what I've got.
Yep.
And that's their first. I could see him flop there, so I felt like that one would be called that way. So we got a chance for a three-point play,
Arrington
and he makes it.
Makes it. Arrington, an 87% free throw shooter, averaging 10.8 per game. Second on the team behind Mac Rollison. 67-50 is an air ball from the corner again by Heath. He's fun to watch.
15. There's a foul that he didn't call.
Cannot believe they didn't call that.
I like to say this is happy clock time, and sometimes whoever gets fouled gets upset. But
Tyler Heath coming from behind. That Arrington that he crashed into from behind.
But I think what Les could see was it was going to be Sulphur Springs ball, which is the same end result.
Arrington misses a three-pointer and then hurdles fallen Paris Wildcat on the court. They go back down the floor, and here's a dish and a missed shot from in front of the basket, and the rebound Savage for Sulphur Springs, knocked away by Tyler Heath. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Sulphur Springs Wildcats.
2:53, we're going to see sloppy ball the rest of the way. Everybody's going to be playing street ball. We should have had a travel down there on Johnson for Paris, but here we are, no points scored, so we're back where we would have been.
67-50, Paris leads. James Johnson driving down the lane, misses a shot, but was that Womack?
No, Savage came in and
Savage
got those.
with the putback for Sulphur Springs. Savage with 8 points tonight. 67-52, the scoreboard says, that they put that last basket up.
Number 5, Johnson, that looks like his fourth, and Sulphur's third. And it's side out, or I keep saying side out, ball out in the front court for Paris.
Inbounds play on the baseline to the right of the basket. Paris retaining the ball. Tyler Heath on the dribble, the sophomore. Working against Maddox Cameron.
Savage.
And Heath misses a shot, the runner from 10 feet. Savage the rebound. Down the floor goes Mac Rollison on the break, and shot, I guess, was blocked.
We got a break there because they drug it down his side. That should be Paris's ball. So we're gonna say that real lightly here and get this inbound pass.
He never quite got his hands up for the shot. Knocked over the baseline. Carter Arrington to Rollison for the three-pointer in the corner on the near side. No good. And the rebound and put back is Savage, the one-hander. right-handed shot, kind of a halfway hook there. Little baby hook by Brylan Savage for the bucket. 67-54, 23-point lead for Paris. There's a three-pointer right side of the arc. Good.
That's by Johnson.
Malik Johnson. Wildcats back down the floor trailing 70-54. Arrington misses the three, right side of the arc. About a step out. 1:35 to go. And the outcome is certainly not in doubt here. 70-54. Paris going to win this game, but the action has been pretty good here in the fourth quarter. Paris has the ball in the front court. Nice pass inside to Henderson. Can't get the shot to go. And a whistle on the offensive rebound and putback, and Paris Wildcat down on the floor. I think he'll be all right.
Yep, I think that's going to be on Womack. Yeah, he came in. He was trying to do an acrobatic play. Kind of fell over it.
I've just noticed they didn't put the fouls up on the board. You've been doing such a good job of picking that up. I haven't needed to pay much attention to that. Noah Lopez.
You mentioned that, and I put it on the wrong one, so put it on Perez.
Noah Perez, right.
Okay.
So that would be his first foul.
Yep, his first. Johnson's going to get 2 free throws.
Malik Johnson. 12 points in the game for Malik Johnson, and he misses the free throw. Almost got it, though. The third hop was the charm there, I thought, but no. 1:14 to go. Paris 70, Sulphur Springs 54. Second shot rims out. Brylan Savage, who's had a good night, rebounds for Sulphur Springs.
And the foul on Johnson for them. That's his fourth.
He doth protest too much. Inbounds play. Maddox Cameron on the near side and gets it to Carter Arrington. Arrington lost the handle on the basketball, so to speak, lost control of the basketball. Nearly got it back, but it goes to Paris on the sideline in front of us. 1:06 to go. Wildcats at home against Pittsburgh Friday night. Scheduled start time is 7. May want to get here a little earlier than that. Under a minute to go. Wildcats still playing hard. They try to trap
Cameron.
Try to trap Chase Dixon near midcourt. You say Maddox Cameron draws the foul.
And that's going to mean they're shooting. We got 5 fouls now, so number 5, Dixon's going to get 2 shots.
Cameron, who's played a lot tonight. 2 fouls.
Again, they had the 2 types of squads.
Chase Dixon makes the free throw. Something we have not talked about at all, but we should. Brady Geeslin, of course, is out for the season for Sulphur Springs. A really top forward for the Wildcats. Second shot rims out, no good. Rebound Savage. And now Val Mubayed is out for Sulphur Springs. So the Wildcats pretty short-handed here tonight. And here is Noah Perez getting an offensive board and a putback for Sulphur Springs. 5 points in the game for Noah Perez. 71-56, 15-point lead for Paris. And nice lob. Once again, they've run that several times tonight. That was less spectacular.
I think that's 22, Henderson.
That's Jadrian Henderson again, who's had a big night for Paris. And Mac Rollison driving down the baseline, can't get the shot to go. 15 seconds
left.
73, 56. Paris ahead. Under 10 seconds to go, and everyone has decided pretty much to let the clock run out here. We've had enough. 73-56 win for the Paris Wildcats over the Sulphur Springs Wildcats here tonight. And Wildcats basketball continues after this on KSST. Run 2 minutes worth, okay? I've got Henderson with 13.
2, 4, 6, yep.
I've got Adamson with 20. 7, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Wildcats lose it to Paris 73-56 here tonight. And this was, I tell you, this is kind of a strange game in that it was a 20-20 game at the end of the first quarter. And Sulphur Springs trailed most of the first quarter, but came back and tied the game going to the second period, and then took the lead at 23-20, and things really were looking up. But boy, Paris exploded after that.
They did.
And totally dominated the second quarter. They outscored Sulphur Springs 26-5 in the second quarter, and that's the difference in the ball game.
Everything else is no more than 1 or 2 points per quarter.
It's an even game the first, third, and fourth quarter, but a total blowout by Paris in the second quarter.
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
What explains that sometimes, Tony? Just one quarter?
Well, you get on fire, but again, they had the quick team, and they just got aggressive. And then the biggest thing was these threes. You had 4 threes by Heath in that. When you've got that going, you get a little demoralized.
He was feeling it there the second quarter. It was funny because he probably had 3 or 4 air balls as the game went along, but he had 5 threes in the game. He is their football quarterback and a good one, and just a sophomore. So for the Wildcats, leading scorers tonight, Mac Rollison had 10 and Luke Womack had 10. Gio Ibarra had 8. Carter Arrington had 2, had two pointers, had 4 points. Brylan Savage had 8 tonight. Corbin Argenbright had 6. Noah Perez had 5. I think we said Carter Arrington with 4. Maddox Cameron had 2 free throws for 2 points. For Paris, Kedon Adamson, whose name we said a lot, especially in the first half, had 18 points. Jadrian Henderson had 13 points. Tyler Heath, who we've talked a lot about, had 17 points, including 5 3-pointers.
And 4 air balls.
Yeah.
He was feast or famine.
Malik Johnson had 11. Chase Dixon had 7. And Aiden Aldrin Gill had 2 points for Paris. So, impressive win for the Paris Wildcats. But again, the Wildcats, Paris Wildcats, or Sulphur Springs Wildcats, absolutely played them even Steven for 3 quarters here tonight, except for that second period, which was just a disaster for Sulphur Springs.
Yep. We had lots of turnovers early, and we didn't do a good enough job slowing them down in that quarter. They just got hot.
You weren't able to pick up the Lady Cat score, were you?
No.
And it's unlikely that it's available, but we might make one more try for that. They played at Paris tonight, and Paris with a 3-3 record, so that was a relatively close game, at least early on when they played here about a week or 10 days ago, whatever that was, a couple of weeks ago, I guess. So I would expect the Lady Cats to win tonight, but on the road,
texting Chad, the trainer.
Okay, on the road, you never know. But they then will play at Pittsburgh on Friday night, and the Wildcat boys at home versus Pittsburgh at 7 p.m. So Sulphur Springs goes to 17-11 for the season. They will be 3-3 now in district play. Paris goes to 19-6 on the season. They will be 5-1 in district play. Unlikely that we're going to be able to get that information on the Lady Cats as quickly
Chad
as
might. He's there. He's the trainer.
We will have it for you tomorrow morning, I expect, and so tune in to KST starting around 6 o'clock, and we should have that for you. So our final here again tonight, 73-56 Paris over Sulphur Springs. And we say thanks to Matt Jensen, our technical director and video producer, James Terry, our producer in the KSST studio, Tony Flippin, our color commentator in Sage. I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we say goodnight from Wildcat Gym.